Hi everybody. I'm gonna try this one more time. I've tried to record it a bunch of times already, and since I'm not good at editing, or I really don't know how, um, we're gonna try it again. So this is what you're gonna be making. It's called a Ferris wheel. Some call it a carnival wheel. This because of this pattern right here. It's a granny square. So this is granny square number 2. And the first thing you're gonna want to do is chain 8. And then put your hook into the very first hole. And then you're going to do a slip stitch, which is you pull it through and then you pull it through. It's not a stitch, it's just to attach them together. Next we chain 3, and this is actually going to be a stitch. These chains are going to actually be stitches throughout this. And then we're going to put 15 double crochets in the circle. And so you're just working right in the circle, and it's four. So we're gonna have a total of 16 when we're done. 15 double crochets and 1 chain 3. And if you can see right here, I'm working over my tail, and the reason I do that is because it's easier for me, so I don't have to sew it in. I, for some reason, would just rather sew it, or crochet over it than sew it in. It's just a lot easier. Everybody has their preference. Also, everybody does it different. Some people do it all at the end. Some people do it at the end of every time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, and every time you're just going to go into the center. Now when we're done, we're going to count, and you can either count this, it's the post, or you can count the V's. I like counting the V's, it's a little easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Whoops, one more. Remember that chain 3 is considered a stitch in this one. Okay, so now you're going to go at the top of the chain 3. Let me just adjust this a little bit. Top of the chain 3, and you're going to do a slip stitch. So you put it in there, pull it through, and then pull it through your loop. And then now we're going to chain 5. I know I told you on the last one that you flip the yarn. On this one you don't. You just keep working in circles. I don't know, every pattern can be a little different. If you're doing a flower or some other shape, you generally don't flip it. Okay, so you're going to do 5 double crochet, or 5 chains, and that counts as a double crochet, chain 2. And then this is the stitch you're working in, so you're going to go into the next stitch, and you're going to work a double crochet, and then chain 2, and then the next stitch, double crochet, chain 2, all the way around. So you're going to have 16 spokes on your Ferris wheel. So then you're going in the V, wrap it around, pull it through the V, wrap it around, go through 2 loops, wrap it around, go through 2 loops, chain 2, wrap it around in the V, pull it back through the V, wrap it around, 2 loops, 2 loops, chain 2. This is a really easy pattern because a lot of it is crocheting in loops instead of in the stitch. and it does make it a little bit easier sometimes when you're doing it like that. 90% of the time I go back and count, depending on how big the row is, because I've made a bunch of mistakes and then I don't like to pull it out. So it's easier just to take the time for me just to go back and count my stitches to make sure that I'm doing it right. Or you'll be pulling it out a lot. And a lot of people in the crocheting industry call, or people who crochet call it frogging, and they kind of get it from rip it, like rip it out. So if you see that, if you're in a crochet group and you see the word frog, that just means to pull it out. And then we're coming around here to the end, and we're going to do one more. And chain 2. Now we're going to go back and count our spaces. So we got 1, 2, or we can count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now this one's a little bit different because your chain 3 is your stitch. So you're going to go on the top of the chain 3, not all the way to the end of the chain 5. The 2 chains, or you won't have it the right. This will be attached over here and it won't look right. Okay, so row 3, we're going to chain 2. Oh, I'm sorry, chain 3. And then we're going to work 2 double crochets into the space here. So now you have 3 double crochets in the space. And now you're just going to continue around working 3 double crochets in each space. So you're not crocheting in the loop itself or in the stitch itself, you're going in the loop. And it's exactly the same as crocheting it in a stitch, but what it does is it gives you the ability to increase the amount of stitches. Because we chain 2, if you worked it in the chains, you'd only be doing 2 double crochets. So you're adding an extra one in there by doing 3 in the space. And someone a lot smarter than me figures out these patterns, because there's a lot of patterns that just have crazy random stitches in random places, and at the end you see why. So when you're reading a pattern, double crochet is usually abbreviated DC, but in the back or the front of most of the books is a key that'll tell you if there's any special stitches or how they're abbreviated. People tend to write patterns differently depending on, what country they're from or where they learned or whatever. Just got a few left here. I wish I could edit the video, but you're probably crocheting along with it anyways, so I guess it'll still give you a chance not to have to pause it, really. One, 2, 3, 1. And really all you have to count on this one is 3, as long as you do 3 in every hole, because you've already counted and made sure that you had the 16 all the way around. This next row is going to be kind of little. It's basically like a chain stitch row for you to be able to stitch in the loop again, and then we're going to put the corners in, because this is going to be, this isn't round, it's square. Okay, and I'm getting to the end here. Alright. 1, 2, 3. And then you go into the top of the chain 3 at the end, and you're going to just slip stitch it in there. Okay, so you're basically, this is what you have. You have the chain stitch, the first row, the second row, and the third row. And then the next row we're going to do is you are going to chain 1, and then you single crochet into that same stitch. Now you're going to chain 3, and you're going to go between the stitches here and single crochet. Chain 3, go between the 3 stitches, single crochet. And you're going to do that 3 times. And between the stitches, single crochet. Now we're going to make our corner. So it's going to be 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chain stitches. And then you're going to go in between the 3 stitches again and make another single crochet. And then it's going to be 3 single crochet, 3 single crochet, 3 single crochet. So you have the corner, then you have your 3 single crochet things. It's the side, and now you're on another corner, so you're going to do 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you're going to go to the next space, and you're going to single crochet. And when you're single crocheting, you're doing it in the space, not the stitch. So you go just between the stitches. 1, 2, 3, single crochet. 1, 2, 3, single crochet. So you can see how it's shaping up here. Here's the side. These are the corners. Now you're working on the other side. So you got 1, 2, 3, single crochet. There's your next side, and then you 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. I move my hand up. It helps me with my tension. I learned to crochet when I was little, so I had real small hands. It was harder for me to learn my tension, so this is just a natural thing for me to do as I overhold it. I don't know if that's harder or easier for people. 1, 2, 3. I also hold it in my hand, and I hold the yarn, and I hold the stitch. I hold it a lot. It just makes my tension seem to be a lot better. If you're having trouble with the tension, you can always make sure that you try to hold what you're doing at the same tightness or whatever. Okay, so now we're all the way around. We just have to do this last corner. So 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to slip stitch into the single crochet that we did at the beginning. Just put it through the top of the stitch, pull the yarn through, and pull it through your loop. So there's your square. You can see how that looks. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 3. Actually, we're going to slip stitch into this hole first on the side, and then we're going to chain 3. And then we're going to do 2 double crochets. And then we're going to do 3 double crochets in the next one. And then you have one more with 3 chains. You're going to do 3 double crochets in there. And now in the corner, we're going to do 6 double crochets. Or is it 5? It's 5, sorry. It's 5 double crochets. We're going to do 5 double crochets in the corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to chain 3. And then we're going to do, in the same corner, 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now you're going to chain, or do 3 double crochets in the next space. Three double crochets in the next space. Three double crochets in the next space. Now we're on our second corner. It's going to be 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to chain 3. And then do 5 more. 1, 2, 3. And you can always move your yarn over if you don't have enough room, because it does move on that. 4, 5. Since you're going in the hole of the chain, you're not going in the chain. 1, so you're going underneath the chain. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. Now we're on the third corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 3. 1, 2, 4, 5. Okay, now we just have the 3 on the side left. And the other corner. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. I'm going to try to find a bunch of different granny squares and do a different video every day or every 2 days. I probably have 50 or 60 patterns. Some of them are pretty in-depth, so they'll be longer videos. Back in the corner again. But, and some of them are big flowers, and some are no flowers. So I'll get a bunch of yarn together, and we'll do some more granny squares, because granny squares can be fun. You can make all different ones and sew them together. You can keep going around the outside and use them for hot pads, or, you know, whatever you wanna do with them. Some people sew them together and make purses. Chain 3 and 5 double crochets. Okay, now we're back to the beginning, and you're back to your chain 3 here. Just stick your hook in the middle, pull it through your loop, and there you go. Now, in the interest of time, there's one more row, but it's just a double crochet. So you're gonna chain 3, and you're gonna double crochet in every stitch around the outside. I'm just going to do to the first corner so that you can see what you do when you get to the corner, because I'm sure you don't want to watch the rest of the video and watch me just sit here and crochet around the outside, because it's the same stitch. We're just going in the side of the V here. Wrap your yarn. This is the only row you're really doing it in the side of the stitch, so. Alright, now when you get to the corner, here's your corner stitch. And then you have, oh, I guess there's one more. Don't miss this stitch right here. Okay, and then you're gonna do 1 in the corner, chain 3, another one in the corner, and then you're gonna go back around. Don't miss the end stitch, and then you're just gonna continue around that like that. So when you get to the corner, you're gonna put 1 stitch in each side of the chain. So if you wanted to keep going, you could keep going. This is what it looks like when it's finished. This is the back side. You can see there is a difference between the back and the front. The back is, some people like the back better. It's more like a knot. Some people like the front better. I don't know. I call this the front. I'll just clip my tail off here so you can see it, and that's it. That's how it goes. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll find another video for tomorrow. Thanks guys, have a great day.